Now on Sunrise and streaming on crossroadstoday.com, Bay City police are looking for a 23-year-old man wanted for his role in the January 24th murder of Jared Applin, who was found dead inside of a car at a former Bay City elementary school. And the search continues for survivors of Monday's deadly earthquake at a Turkey-Syria border. Over 9,500 are dead as thousands more are feared trapped. And turning to Washington, President Biden delivered his second State of the Union address Tuesday in front of a divided Congress.
Looking at showers, looking at some fog, and then eventually some cooler temperatures. We're going to talk all about that and more coming up.
You're watching 25 News Now Sunrise. Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Carolina Astrain. Today is the 8th day of February 2023. The time is now 6:32 on your Wednesday morning, and on this day in 1932, John Williams, the great film scorer and composer, was born. I've been hearing Star Wars all morning in my mind, Howie. Also Indiana Jones, right?
Is he Indiana Jones?
Yeah, he does.
I think
Indiana
he's Superman.
Jones.
Da, 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 da. Great song, by the way, but happy birthday, Mr. Williams. All right, here's what we have weather-wise. Yeah, an alert day, rain, winds, fog, and a cold front boundary coming in. It's going to knock down our temperatures. Now, let me get off the screen here. Here's what we have. So here's our radar, pretty active. Yesterday, it just started off with the green, moving a little slower. Then we became more active overnight and into this morning as that boundary now getting closer in the northwestern portion of our viewing area. Let's go really quick back to Cuero. What do we have? We have some cloudy skies. We have some rain indicated on the radar, and that's what we're looking at right now in Cuero. Okay, yeah, we've seen that water tower with a better picture before, but being obscured a little bit by our rain showers. Here's what's looking temperature-wise. So you see the boundary slowly skirting into the viewing area. To the northwest, temps in the 50s. To the southeast of that boundary, look at that, temperature still in the 70s. So that's a nice 15-degree swing as that boundary comes through, knocks down dew point temperatures and moisture levels as well as ambient temperatures. Okay, let's go to our visibility. All right, visibility, here's what we have. So warmer air pushing over some cooler ocean water, moving inland, bringing us some fog. Even with the winds, yeah, some of that fog's holding serve. Usually sea fog doesn't get interrupted that badly by winds at times, and because along the coast you're seeing this sea fog moving inland. Visibility in Victoria at 5 miles. You get way away from the water, visibility unimpeded by the fog. But still, if you're going to be driving around, you want to slow it down when you're with us in the fog and the rain. So going to school and work this morning, temperatures close to 70, so prepare for that rain early on, but prepare for cooler temperatures later. We do dry off, but look at that. That cool air comes in, temperatures not get knocked down later into the 50s. Carolina, we'll talk more weather coming up soon.
Thank you, Howie. A murder suspect is still at large this morning. Bay City police say suspect is wanted in the January 24th murder of Jared Applin. The 25-year-old was found dead inside of a car at a former Bay City elementary school. Authorities have charged a teenager in the death, but here is the suspect still at large. This is 23-year-old Joshua Caesar. Authorities believe him to be in the Bay City or El Campo area. He is considered armed and dangerous. Bay City police want any information you may have on Caesar. You can contact them at 979-245-8500. We turn to dramatic images of rescues in the rubble after the historic earthquake on the Turkey-Syria border. The death toll rising overnight, now at more than 9,500 people. Tens of thousands more are still feared trapped.
This morning, American search and rescue teams arriving in Turkey to join the around-the-clock search for earthquake survivors in the bitter cold. New videos showing teams racing to save people buried in the rubble. This man digging through the rubble searching for his young daughter Noor, buried in debris. The rescuer saying, "Your father is here, don't be scared. Noor, please look at me here. Talk to your father." Noor looking up and seeing her dad. She was finally freed after nearly 24 hours. For countless other families, immense grief. This father who lost his 15-year-old daughter refused to let go of her hand. And perhaps the most dramatic rescue so far, this newborn found alive, crying, The child's mother gave birth while buried underneath a collapsed apartment building. Sadly, she did not make it. More than 70 countries and 14 international organizations have now offered aid to Turkey, but the concern is growing that Syria, ravaged by years of civil war, is getting far less help, due in part to economic sanctions and political conflict. An estimated 23 million people have been affected by Monday's earthquake.
Many people here in the U.S. are asking how they can help. For information on how to donate, visit unicefusa.org/ABC News. Lionel Moise, ABC News, New York.
In DeWitt County, the sheriff's office is on the lookout for 2 men accused of posing as Texas Rangers. An elderly man claims the 2 men robbed him in the Yorktown areas on January 22nd. The sheriff's office released these sketches of the suspects. The 2 men are said to be in their 40s. If you can help, call the sheriff's office at 361-275-5734. President Joe Biden says the State of the Union is strong. In his State of the Union address last night, he urged Republicans to work with him to rebuild the economy and unite the nation. He says America remains unbroken in the face of the COVID-19 pandemic and economic threats. Biden pointed out economic progress made during his presidency, saying 12 million new jobs were created in the last 2 years. We'll go to Capitol Hill for more details on the address later on Sunrise. The former Memphis police officers charged in Tyree Nichols' death violated the department's body-worn camera policy. Recently obtained disciplinary documents say 2 of the officers failed to turn on their body-worn cameras when they first pulled Nichols over for a traffic stop. Another failed to turn on his camera when he joined the pursuit. And while 2 more did have their cameras running during the incident, they later removed them and set them to the side, where the remainder of the incident was not recorded. The officers were all found to have committed neglect of duty for failing to give Nichols proper medical attention. Investigators noted that one of those officers is a certified emergency medical technician. February is Boy Scouts month, and Wednesday today is National Boy Scouts Day, a tribute to a youth organization that has helped shape the lives of millions of American boys. On this date in 1910, Chicago newspaper publisher William D. Boyce was in London and he got lost. He got help from a British Boy Scout. It was soon after this he filed incorporation papers for the Boy Scouts of America because he was so inspired by that British Boy Scout. All right, get your cell phone and scan this QR code. It's our quick response code to download the Crossroads Today app. You can get breaking news alerts, vote in our viewer poll, get the latest news, weather, and sports, and learn all about our ongoing contests right there on the app. Submit those news tips and photos. The time is now 6:39 on your Wednesday morning. Here's a look at what's coming up on 25 News Now Sunrise. At least 1 person was hospitalized, but no major injuries were reported after a crash yesterday afternoon.
I'm ABC's Faith Abube on Capitol Hill. President Biden delivers his second State of the Union address. Why some Republicans were booing and jeering in the chamber. Coming up.
We're looking at rain and fog. How long is it all going to last? Well, we're going to talk about that coming up in a little bit.
Do you have pain, numbness, or burning in your hands or feet?
I got my flexibility back. Pain is gone.
Prickling pain often caused by peripheral neuropathy?
The Zappo feeling has gone away and there's no pain.
Are you suffering from chronic knee pain and stiffness? Or have you been told that knee surgery is your only option?
Now that I've had this treatment and I can walk a little bit, I feel like I got my life back.
Call Neurogenics now. Our physician-run medical offices in Victoria are helping our Texas patients move on from their chronic knee pain and their pain and numbness from peripheral neuropathy without surgery and without medications. Our treatments are covered by Medicare and most insurance.
You can move around, you can go back to what you used to do.
To get relief just for my toes, it makes me feel like $1 million.
Call Neurogenics now. Our unique non-drug, non-surgical, and non-chiropractic treatment program is helping our Texas patients end their chronic knee pain and peripheral neuropathy pain. Call us now. Neurogenics is standing by to help you move on from the pain.
For months, we've been saying that Fred Loya can save you more money on your car insurance. But just how how much more? In recent months, people who switch from Geico and Progressive to Fred Loy Insurance have saved over $1,500 a year. State Farm customers who switched to Fred Loy saved over $1,600 a year. Allstate customers saved over $1,100 a year. That's a combined savings of over $240,000 a year. So start paying less. Call or visit fredloya.com. If you don't call, you don't save.
All right, here's what we're looking at. So for Cuero, we're gonna plan your day, Cuero. Here's what we got here. So we're starting off around 70, then we cool down later on in the day. We're gonna start off with showers. Oh, I forgot, I gotta get over here because I can't advance the slide until I get to my computer. But we're gonna cool down later on, and the rain though, that will decrease as well, because that means the front is gonna start passing out of the area and will be a little breezy and with fog. So really an alert day, just a very problematic day. Well, I know you say problematic a lot, but it's gonna be a tough day weather-wise until all this activity starts to move away from us, clearing the area from west to east. Yeah, I talked about the winds. Gusting away close to 30-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So yeah, that could be a little treacherous behind the wheel a little bit. You want to be careful out there. These winds could be a little on the active side next couple of days, but yeah, we're still seeing 25 to even 30-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So I think it's a great day to fly the kite. Carolina was talking about National Kite Day earlier. But you see where the boundaries coming through. Dew points in the 50s to the northwest. To the southeast, they're in the 70s. But eventually, you see those 50s. That's going to encompass the entire crossroads as the day moves ahead, as that boundary heads our way. One last look at our radar. So very much on the active side, pretty much widespread showers. Some areas staying on the drier side, but widespread rain. And that could end later on this afternoon. We will take another look at weather coming up very soon. Carolina?
Thank you, Howie. President Biden praised the American story of progress and resilience as he delivered his second State of the Union address in front of a joint Congress. But his speech sparked some tense moments in the chamber with several outbursts from Republicans on issues like Medicare and Social Security.
Mr. Speaker, the President of the United States.
President Biden kicked off his second State of the Union address calling for a unity agenda, highlighting how bipartisanship has led to several accomplishments in his first 2 years in office.
Democrats and Republicans came together. You came together to pass once in a generation infrastructure law, building bridges connecting our nation and our people.
The president's speech prompting multiple rounds of applause from both sides of the political aisle as he talked about issues like public safety, spotlighting the parents of Tyree Nichols in the room.
Just as every cop, when they pin on that badge in the morning, has a right to be able to go home at night, so does everybody else out there.
But the warm welcome by the politically divided Congress quickly turning into a rowdy reception.
Some Republicans want Medicare and Social Security to sunset. I'm not saying it's a majority. Anybody who doubts it, contact my office. I'll give you a copy. I'll give you a copy of the proposal.
Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene among those seen calling the president a liar. President Biden grinning and engaging with the jeering Republicans.
Well, I'm glad to see you. No, I tell you, I enjoy conversion. Apparently, it's not going to be a problem.
The president's address touching on a host of issues, including a call for an assault weapons ban, abortion rights, funding for Ukraine, policing and immigration reform, as well as his administration's effort to cool inflation, urging Republicans to join him to finish the job.
If we could work together the last Congress, there's no reason we can't work together and find consensus on important things in this Congress as well.
Arkansas Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders delivering the Republican response.
The Biden administration seems more interested in woke fantasies than the hard reality Americans face every day.
And a source tells ABC News White House officials were very happy with the president's performance. He was welcomed back with cheers and high fives. On Capitol Hill, Faith Abube, ABC News.
At least one person was hospitalized, but no major injuries are reported after a crash yesterday afternoon. This was the collision in the 700 block of Guadalupe Street in Victoria. This is south of East Brazos and East or North Main Street. The crash happened just before 5:15 p.m. yesterday. Authorities say one car rolled over and another vehicle had several passengers, including some children, but again, no major injuries were reported. Everyone is expected to be okay. This crash in Hallettsville yesterday in the 2500 block of U.S. Highway 77 North. Highway 77 was shut down to north and southbound traffic to allow the Hallettsville Volunteer Fire Department to put out the flames. No major injuries in the crash. Highway 77 has since reopened. The time is now 6:46 on your Wednesday morning. Still to come. Texas suing over new federal guidance focused on abortion medication.
Go faster with 99.9% reliable internet from Optimum. Get 300 meg internet for as low as $30 a month with no annual contract. Stay connected on award-winning internet. Plus, Optimum has faster download speeds than AT&T nationwide, and now equipment is included for whole home Wi-Fi coverage. Go from 300 meg internet for as low as $30 a month to achieving more throughout the year. Call 866-9-OPTIMUM. Go to Optimum.com or visit your local store today. Call, click, or visit a store today.
The Kiwanis Club has been serving the youth in Victoria since 1946, and we are excited to announce our 15th annual Riverside Bicycle Ride, presented by Civil Corp on March 25th, to raise funds and awareness for our partner organizations who serve children of the crossroads. Join us for this timed and SAG-supported ride with 6 routes, including a 10K family ride with fun activity stops, starting at First English Lutheran Church. Register at riversideride.com. Kids need Kiwanis. Kiwanis needs you. Sponsored in part by the Victoria Television Group.
Tired of your typical clock-in, clock-out job? You need a rewarding career in an entertaining environment that you'll enjoy. Take yourself out of the box and come to the Victoria Television Group. We have an active, fun, creative atmosphere that can help you succeed and keep those everyday work blues away. Come join our energetic and outgoing sales team. Renew your career and learn to use skills you didn't know you had. Call us 361-575-2500 or email opportunity@victoriatelevision.com for more information.
Are you ready to stop letting big business take your customers away? Phase 3 Digital is your #1 digital marketing resource to keep your customers shopping with you. With an office right here in the Crossroads and a team of support across the nation, we can help you wherever your business is in the online journey. From building a site to developing e-commerce capabilities to growing your customer base, we will drive results. It is time to take the next step in growing your business with Phase 3 Digital. Are you ready to take your customers back? Give us a call or visit us online to get started.
From the moment you wake up until it's time to go to sleep again, we know you have to wear many hats. When you're ready to be you again, the Y is here. 2023 is the year to take all that you've been given and turn it into something stronger, bigger, better. 2023 is the year of strength, accountability, and accomplishment. This year, be you. Be a member. Visit ymcagoldencrescent.org to schedule a tour today.
Aggressive drivers, they aren't just rude, they can be deadly. Don't be that guy.
Okay, visibility getting knocked down. Looks like it's improving a little bit along the coast. We were down to 2 miles or less in some spots. Either way, we have rain, we have fog, so you want to drive it on the slower side. Remember, I'm not trying to lecture you or tell you what to do. I'm just giving you an insight. Maybe slow it down a little bit. We don't want any problems on the roadway. I drove in fog a few weeks ago. It was really, really tough to do. You got to be careful. I guess you can use your lights, turn your lights on, but be careful because sometimes the reflection off the water molecules and the water itself could be worse and even blind you further, so be very, very careful. All right, here's the cold front. That's moving into the area. Now you can see it in some of the other models because the temperature's already dropping to the northwest of the boundary and to the southeast. They're on the warmer side, but eventually all that cool air is going to move into the crossroads, and we'll see temperatures dropping into the 40s overnight, and high pressure moves in. We warm up for a day before. Look at that. We cool down again with another frontal passage. We'll take one last look at weather coming up in just a moment. Carolina?
Thank you, Howie. Texas is suing over new federal guidance focused on abortion medication. Under new Health and Human Services guidance, pharmacies that receive Medicare and Medicaid funds cannot turn away people who have prescriptions for drugs that may end a pregnancy. Tuesday, Texas filed a federal lawsuit arguing the policy violates the Constitution. The state claims it forces pharmacies to carry abortion drugs in states where abortion is banned. Medication abortion, where a 2-pill regimen is taken to end a pregnancy, has become a flashpoint in debate over women's rights in the post-op's decision landscape. The lawsuit was filed in a division of Texas's Western District Court that almost guarantees the case will be before a judge appointed by former President Donald Trump. Leading us to your viewer poll, are you for or against pharmacies providing abortion pills? Let's take a look. Okay, 45% of you say you are for pharmacies providing abortion pills, and 55% of you say you are against that. Come to crossroadstoday.com/vote. You can also scan the QR code right there on your screen to take part in our viewer poll. Bed Bath & Beyond is closing more stores. Tuesday, the retailer announced it would be shutting down 150 locations. We'll have more on Sunrise right after this break, and still to come, we have news to know before you go. Authorities in Kentucky have a suspect in custody after she drove a car into a home and then led police on a chase.
From America's #1 news source comes the all-new ABC News app. Breaking news, incredible video, faster, smarter, and it can customize to you and your interests. If you love being in the know, you're gonna love this. Experience what all the buzz is about. Experience the all-new ABC News app. Download it now.
I told the counselor that John had touched me inappropriately.
John Kinsel was convicted and sentenced to life in prison without parole, based solely on this child's testimony. Did this man in any way violate you?
No, sir.
You're saying, I'm a liar. I've lied under oath. I've lied in court. Are you lying then or are you lying now? All new, Dr. Phil.
We're honored ABC's 2020 winner of 3 Emmy Awards for Excellence. Thank you for making 2020 Friday night's most watched and most honored news magazine.
Everyone, I'd like to raise a toast to that classic Ritz cracker taste and a crunchy toasted chip.
To the chip, to the chip.
Ritz Toasted Chips, the crunchy chips, only from Ritz.
Make it a Valentine's to remember with a free piece of jewelry from Pandora.
Tell me we're not doing this again. Another world record.
Let me tell you something. I told Gelman I refuse.
Next live, Penn Badgley from You.
No, it's my meniscus. That was the problem.
Yeah, your knees had nothing to do with you believing that you put on a sweater like this.
And coming March 13th, Live returns to the Oscar stage for Live's After Oscar show.
And now it's time for today's question of the day. What is the Boy Scouts motto? All right, today is National Boy Scouts Day, so that's why we asked this today. Melanie, Stephen, Kenneth, Albert, Beth, Mary Helen, and Leticia all got it right with be prepared. And Orlo said, don't poke the hive, but it's not that. But that's a good guess.
Like a bee's nest?
Like a bee's nest.
That would be painful.
Yes.
It's swarmed by bees. Did you give the answer? I didn't hear.
The answer, yes. It is be prepared.
Oh, be prepared. All right. That's something that's good for anything in life, really.
Well, that's what we got to do, too.
Yeah.
We got to be ready to report the news, go to breaking news scene at any moment.
Absolutely right. Well, happy Boy Scouts, Cub Scout Day. Cub Scouts? Boy Scouts.
Boy Scouts.
Happy Boy Scouts Day, everyone.
Authorities in Kentucky have a suspect in custody after she drove a car into a home and then led police on a chase. Lexington police were called to a home for a domestic violence incident involving a gun Monday. Upon arrival, they learned the victim had left the area. They were later called back to the home where they say the driver had tried to hit someone and then crashed into the home. Police say she refused to get out of the vehicle, backed into a police cruiser, then accelerated, nearly hitting several firefighters. In response, an officer opened fire, hitting her. Police say the driver fled the scene, leading police on a chase through 2 counties before stopping in a park. A crisis negotiation unit eventually got her to get out of her vehicle. The driver was hospitalized with injuries that were non-life-threatening. First responders in Wisconsin honored an officer killed in the line of duty. Hundreds of members of the Memphis police and fire departments participated in an 18-mile procession in Milwaukee Tuesday. They escorted the body of Officer Peter Jerving to a funeral home in Brookfield. First, the officer saluted Jerving's family as they paid their respects, and the 37-year-old officer's body was placed in a hearse. Milwaukee Police Chiefs say Jerving was attempting to arrest 19-year-old Terrell Thompson for a strong-arm robbery Tuesday morning when Thompson shot him with a handgun. Jerving died in the hospital. Thompson died at the scene, also from a gunshot wound. Efforts to save the Luther Hotel in Palacios will continue, with the Palacios Preservation Committee planning to meet at a hearing February 16th at the Matagorda County Courthouse. The Palacios Preservation Association worked hard to get the hotel one more week without uncertainty. The historic landmark risked demolition from Ed Rachel Foundation after the estate of deceased owner Jack Finley attempted to sell the property. He died without leaving a will. Learn more about this story by going to crossroadstoday.com. Two cities in the Crossroads have earned major state honors: Cuero and El Campo, two of 91 Texas cities named as Scenic Certified. It's a program that recognizes Texas cities that have put high-quality scenic standards in public places. The program evaluates and reviews cities on their existing ordinances and code languages. Any Texas city may apply for the program for a review of its city ordinances. LeBron James set an NBA all-time scoring record Tuesday night in the LA Lakers game against the Oklahoma City Thunder. He surpasses the record of 38,387 points that the six-time NBA MVP Kareem Abdul-Jabbar held for 39 years. James scored those points with just over 10 seconds left in the third quarter. Abdul-Jabbar clapped as James neared the record. He celebrated by stretching out his arms, and officials paused the game for several minutes to honor him on the court. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver congratulated him, and Abdul-Jabbar handed him a game ball at the center court. We want to invite you to experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV through Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, and on your cell phone. Just search Crossroads Today Plus. And now let's get that look at our forecast with First Warn Storm Team meteorologist Howie Gordon. Now, today is not as foggy as it was perhaps Monday, Howie, but we still got to be careful on the road.
No, you're right. Still a little bit of fog out there. You combine it with the rain, and yeah, visibility's getting taken out. But yesterday morning, yeah, fog was, you couldn't see too far in front of your face. Some spots on the coast, though, still very bad, but you move further away from the water, not as horrific. Now, here's our future tracker. Here is what we have. Boundary's going to push through eventually, and then we clear off and we dry off. We're also going to cool down. Small craft advisory, seas occasionally at 8 feet, so please be careful on the waterway. So today, 62, breezy, looking at showers, winds. Eventually, though, we will start to dry off later on in the day. Look at that, though, cooling down to 41 degrees overnight. Tomorrow, though, look at that, close to 70, very seasonable. And here's what happens, though. We're going to see temperatures cooling into the 50s, but eventually, later on in the week, we do warm up again. Carolina?
Thank you, Howie, and thank you for joining us. Have a wonderful Wednesday. Come to crossroadstoday.com for more local news, weather, and sports. And join James, Don, Howie, Karina, and Gino today for 25 News Now at 5, 6, and 10.